what was that other question?
Oh,
I think it was a statement of a question. She said it was two questions, but it was actually a statement of a question.
My band actually, we cover Kennedy songs every so often. Like, we write our own shit, don't worry. So it's not like we're just ripping you off, but sometimes I'm just like, I just want to feel it.
Do you ever get paid for shows? We need to call Biafra if you didn't get paid for shows. You can't use that shit without paying. What do you think you're doing, ma'am? Hold on.
You know, as a female vocalist, I'm sure he'd just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you butchering my music?
Who's your band?
Nobody knows who we are. We're called the
That's a killer name.
You know what's funny? When I went to see this show, they were like, anybody out here got any bands? And my friend and I, my bassist and I were like, we're the J-Dubs. That's our name. It's a derogatory term for Jehovah's Witnesses. And they couldn't hear us properly, so they said, the Jack-Offs? That's a great name for a female band. I'm like, well, I guess we have to change our name.
Thanks, kid.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Change it to the rub-offs.
All right. Rub one out.
I'm thinking like a rabbi cartoon with that. That's just bad.
I really did. Let's reel it in.
Got one for you?
Thank you.
So I grew up, I'm 30, so when you guys were in your prime, I was an infant.
What does that mean, our prime?
You look never dead now. This is our prime.
Man.
Yeah, you sound like my ex-girlfriend, bro.
It used to last so much longer. You were 27 when you were done.
I wouldn't have needed to cheat on you if I didn't look like you do. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
yes.
so
Ask Jack about wearing a
I'm
dress.
late to the party.
All right.
Punk rock, especially like people my age, I'm Jewish, and a lot of people look at it as like really anti-Semitic, really like this is white people music, and people would tell me that like, oh, you're going to this show, you're going to go see the White Caps there, you know, like this is, you know, get the fuck out of here, guys. And it happened to be a bunch, especially in Orange County, like what the fuck is like you guys are punk, so what's the answer, like. What, like,
well, I think the real question is, what is the question?
This is all music, right? This is everybody's music.
Yeah.
I never fit in with the punk crowd. I never had patches or hats or anything. I just identified with the music. I just identified with, like, not fitting in with anybody.
It was what?
Yeah.
When I first got in, it was totally wide open. My older brother and sister, they're hippies. They were like hippies, man. So I was reading Zap comics and learning what to do in a riot when I was in fucking 3rd grade, man. I remember actually reading a Yippie pamphlet when I was like, it must have been 1967 or 66 when I was reading this thing.
Abby Hoffman?
Yeah, and it said, in a riot, stay in the middle of the crowd and throw bottles. You know, and I'm like in 3rd grade going, fuck, all right. And you know, when punk rock first started, it was like TH was talking, it was wide open, man. There wasn't like any, you know, there was none of that stuff. There was no, at least on the West Coast where we were, no racism, no sexism, none of that shit. It was wide open. I mean, the girls were just as trampy as the guys. There was it was just wide open. There wasn't any of that. I never saw it, man. It wasn't until later on when punk rock started spreading, then you started getting shit from outside. You know, it's like, you know, whatever you think about that, I think fucking Ian and Henry did more to fucking damage punk rock than anything, man. I mean, seriously, if you were there at the time, that's when all this stuff about, oh, no sex, no drinking, no this, that's when that whole fucking jock, egoed out fucking attitude started coming into the thing, man. And before that, it was wide open. There was none of that going on. None of it. I mean, whatever. Sorry, I'm getting all wound up.
I understand. Someone showed me a picture, like when I first got into punk rock, and I listened to you. I bought an Offspring record, and my neighbor was like laughing at me. He's like, he brought me a TSOL record. He's like, this is who they're trying to be. And like I was like, I really like the Offspring, but sometimes they're really slow and they suck. Like I really don't like the Self-Esteem song. That's stupid.
Dexter's got a nice plane, though.
Yeah.
Fucking plane.
By the way, because like,
I got a 205 Toyota Corolla with 240,000 miles on it. a broken, he's got an Anarchy A on the back tail of the plane. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got a 2005 Toyota Corolla out there with a broken windshield and my bumper's taped on with duct tape, and on the back says my kid does well at Smith School. How punk's that? Okay, can I tell you, just real quick, sorry, I don't mean to get off on this, but let me tell you a funny story about the car. So I'm slumped down in my seat, right? Because I'm like riding low in the seat. And the car, it's a Corolla, man. You know what I mean? It's a Toyota Corolla, right? Okay, which is a nice car. It's great. I'm all for Toyota. Anyway, but nice car. So I'm on the phone with this rabbi. I'm talking to a rabbi, and we're talking about God, right? And I'm on the phone. I got my cell phone, and we're talking about God, and I stop at an orange light. You know, it's orange, you know, but it's legitimate. Well, the guy behind me was pissed off, man. You know, it's like, so we're having this thing about Jesus and God, whatever, you know, we're just talking, right? And I'm still talking to him about God, right? And I stop, and the guy behind me is pissed off, and he starts fucking going like this and flipping me off in the car. And I'm slumped down in the seat, and at the Corolla it says, my kid does good at Smith School, right? So going, and then I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and he holds up a creamy Starbucks drink in his hand. And I'm talking, I got the rabbi on the other line, man. I go, well, you know, the thing about these Christians, you know, blah, blah, and I'm looking at the thing. And all of a sudden he goes and makes like this, and I just got my car washed. And he rolls down the window and throws his fucking drink at my car, right? Wow. So I get out of the car. I got the rabbi on the phone. He's talking to me, right? And I get out of the car and go back. And this is when I believed in God, right? And I go back and walk back. Let me tell you something. Jesus made sure that guy's door was fucking unlocked, man. You know? I walk back and open the door, right? Like, and the rabbi going, what's going on, Jack? What's going on? You know? So, whatever. I just drag him out into the street for a little bit. But anyway, you know, he sees Toyota Corolla. He doesn't see, you know, 6'4" fucking 280-pound fucking idiot in the car. Anyway, whatever.
Well, what I was saying earlier is like when I got your record, I showed it to some of my friends. I was like, look, I got this new record. It was the Dance With Me record. It had like really cool artwork. I really was proud of it. And someone showed me a picture of Dwayne Peters pulling up to a skate competition with a big swastika on his car. Just a huge swastika. And they're like, this music isn't for you. Like, you should not listen to this music. I'm like, have you listened to the lyrics? And like, it's something I've just given the middle finger for like almost, you know, 20-something years now. I've just been like, you know what, this is my music. I identify with it. I really don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. And I remember, like, a couple of people have told me, like, that is what punk rock is. And I'm like, I really don't give a shit. I just like the music. Like, I just want to fuck on the floor and break shit.
Well, I don't understand. I don't.
Wow.
Well, I don't understand. Don't Jews and swastikas go hand in hand? I didn't understand. Sorry, all right, take it easy. That's a bad joke. Well, I've seen a lot together. Spielberg made that movie and combined the two into it. You know. All right, take it easy. Let's have some fun, man.
You know what, man? Fuck those people.
Yeah,
Fucking music is universal, and if you find your niche and you find what you like, then fucking listen to it. And it's like, and it's also like people like the black people in my neighborhood, especially the black people, were just like, why you listen to that white boy music, man? Why you be listening to? And until I pull out a joint and like it was all cool for the moment. And then it was like, why you know, you should be playing this, you should be playing that. You like fucking listen to everybody's opinion. You know, I go where my heart tells me to go. And it was definitely in a faster paced music and punk rock and something alternative and open that I just didn't see in some Midwestern bombed out ass ghetto. You know, it just wasn't about to happen. So, and still I was resistant because I was sort of programmed. But, you know, yeah, man, just listen, you know, don't think for it. It's really all about thinking for yourself and, like, kind of listening to stuff and allowing some feelings to happen as opposed to, like, just being stuck in a box and somebody telling you this is what
videos, too, right? You filmed some in-studio videos with the Kennedys, and I just heard, you know, tapes and stuff. There was no YouTube or anything like that. And when I finally did see those, and I was like, holy shit, they have a black drummer? I was like, see, this is like, it was like such a, like, it was an amazing moment for me. I was like, oh my God, okay, this is some actual evidence that, like, these people aren't pieces of shit. They're not anti-Semitic racist. You know, they don't want to go out. And they're not
These people.
Those
people.
Hey, whoa, hey, these people.
Those people.
Hold on, people.
Yeah.
Let me say something real quick to you.
Yeah, please, Dale.
It's funny about, you was talking about like Jews and punk rock. People are like quick to dismiss, I don't know about here, it's more prevalent in the East Coast. A band like the Ramones.
Yeah.
First record, they literally had to sit down with Seymour Stein, head of Sire Records. And he's like, Joey, man, these lyrics, I'm a shock trooper and a stupor, yes I am. He goes, what the fuck? Seymour, hardcore, like, of the Jewish faith. Joey's all, it's tongue in cheek. He's all, come on, Seymour. They released it. He wanted him to take it off the debut record. Things like that, everything. And you're talking about him and Tommy, tuning our Jews. In the
What?
band.
Yeah.
Well, the band Death never got signed because they went to Groove something records, and they had that name Death in 1970 and 72.
Yeah, Detroit.
They're like, whoa, Death.
They're like, no.
We like your music, but hey, this name Death. Like, you know.
That's worth checking out too, Death.
Yeah.
Detroit. That's some mind blowing. That's like pre everything.
Ooh, I got pee, man. Is there a restroom back here?
But yeah, the whole like
break?
Jewish thing. I mean,
Okay.
Hatzabik, Manitoba, half the dictators. I mean, Jewish to the bone.
Wait, he drops the half Ramones or Jews and then splits?
Did I ban you, DH? Fuck yeah, tell me you're related to the Ramones.
And he just leaves. I just want to let you know your heroes are Jews. Yes.
So,
Real names are like Hiram Roths.
All right, let's we're not, come on now.
this isn't
Let's
Temple.
tighten it up.
It's Sunday, but it's not Temple. Come on.
That's Friday night.
Whatever. Do I look like I go to fucking church? Come on.
I don't roll on Shabbos, bro.
Don't fucking roll. Exactly, guys.
And you gotta remember, like a lot of punk rock too at the start, you just said shit to bum people out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether or not you didn't even fucking believe it. You just said it just to be fucked. You know, like it didn't even matter. It was like,
shock value.
yeah, like now nobody shocks any. What was that, Jane's Addiction? Nothing shocking. I mean, it's the same. It's like stuff is so much. I mean, you can't shock. I don't even know what it is now. But back then, you said some shit that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd say some stuff and people would just go fucking. They'd go nuts, man. The littlest stuff, like, hey, let's you know. Why don't we grab those kids and fuck them? You know, just whatever.
For
I
instance.
mean, a very calm thing to say. You don't know, what? You know, the whole place. Just go fucking nuts, man. So you purposely tried to piss people off by saying stuff, wearing fuck stuff, you know, just anything. Just that was the whole deal. Let's just shock.
Hey, he didn't like Cheetah Chrome. He even said, like, on the Dead Boys, when they used to wear the armbands, like the blood play armbands.
Right.
We didn't have a hateful bone in our body.
No.
It got a rise, and it got attention.
Yeah, but then the sad thing is, it's like anything. Like I talked to somebody when I wrote my first book, you know, An American Demon. I was sitting there with the editor, and there was a couple stories that they took out, and they said, hey, we didn't need these, Jack. You know, this is fucking brutal enough, man. We get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need another story like this in here. And it's like, after a while, when you're subjected to brutality, it just all of a sudden disappears. Like, and it just goes away. Then it's just acceptable, and it doesn't lose its it's lost all its value and shock anymore. And I think that's what's happened a lot. There's been so much shock that now nobody even gives a fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, you look like that, you say that, who cares? Well, who cares?
Well, just television and internet alone, too.
Right.
I mean,
When do you guys tell me I had a big piece of spinach in my teeth?
I don't got brains. I just see a dark blur right here. I know it's you. I can't see close enough. Yes. Anyway, all right.
Anybody got
questions?
more questions?
Questions?
I have a confession to make.
Yeah, Scott.
I saw you guys in
Wait, listen.
Dallas, 1985.
Hear a little
Circle
southern
Iraq,
slur.
Louisiana, and your show got shut down by my best friend's father, who was in the DEA, because we were supposed to meet him outside at like midnight, and that's when you guys started. So he came in brandishing his badge, and I think they shut your guys' show down, and then we left. So I don't know if it ever kicked back up again, but.
1985? I don't know about that, but I will tell you this. We were like, there was always these shadowy people kind of around, and like, people who didn't quite fit in would like just pop up out of nowhere, and you'd see them around, and you'd see them again, and I'm pretty sure we've been followed. We were like considered a kind of a threat, and you never knew what the fuck Tipper Gore was doing or the Reagan administration was doing at that time, and it would hear shit on my phone, and I know we were definitely being followed, and just watched as like a national punk rock, a national threat.
I put out a thing about that the other day because all these people are bitching about them eavesdropping as if this is something new.
Yeah.
Wait, this fucking Obama character, now they're eavesdropping. Fuck, are you kidding me, man? They've been eavesdropping as long as they could there were eaves to drop in on. You know, it's like, and I volunteered at the prison over at Terminal Island here, which is funny. I had a little psychological services bench. And I'd walk onto the yard, people, Jack!
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how many people, Jack!
Hey! But anyway, I've never been convicted of a felony. Okay, so never been convicted. It took me 5 years before they would let me in the prison. And when I finally got in the prison, the one guy in charge of the program, when he sees me, he goes, it's FBI Jack, like that, and he laughed. And it was because of this supposed FBI file on TSOL from back then, Reagan, and it's, fuck the government, blah, 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 and they were putting files on all these guys, man. And you start finding out, Bruce from Flipper, we were just talking about the other day, too. It's like same thing, files on Flipper. You know what I mean? Can't even understand what fucking's going on.
They're too happy.
Earthworm. It's like, these people sound dangerous. Yeah. But so there were files on everybody, man. Everybody. That was going on, My nephew Rory couldn't get a job in the State Department because he's toured with me and traveled with me. So, no job.
That was the deciding factor. They told him.
Well, that's what he said. I mean, so it could have been something completely different, but anyway.
That was because when the record thing went down too, DH with the Frankenchrist deal, every one of your houses got raided. Too,
Yeah.
right?
They just busted in the door and just get up against the wall, freeze, and put guns to people's heads and just start searching through stuff. I mean, they found what they were looking for at the Alpha's house,
right?
And in Alternative Cynical's records, they went down there and just ramsacked the place, and the cop goes, we found it, and it's a penis landscape, like H.R. Geiger penis landscape. They found that, and that was the evidence, and some 16-year-old kid bought it for a 14-year-old brother.
Yeah, like a Christmas present or something.
Yeah.
Kid opened it, and the mom goes, "That's."
And Tipper Gore, of course, got a hold of it, and
Yeah.
They did not have penises, these boys?
No.
At least not ones made out of metal. Yeah. Sorry. What do we got over there? Are we close?
I got a few more questions. And you guys, this guy more. Come on.
All the questions.
You've used up your share, Jew boy. Do you have another question?
I got a question.
Look, wait. Can I just say one thing? Do you know some fucker's going to take that out? That little clip of me saying that? He's going to take just the clip out and it's going to go, Grisham fucking Andrews.
You hater.
Goddamn you hater.
Someone in here will write you a letter.
Yeah.
I didn't like what you said to that.
Yeah, it's going to say that, and then it'll say, don't those boys have penises? Fucking pricks.
When's the new TSOL record coming out?
That's a really good question. I lied to you last night. I'm sorry. I mean, when I say we're working on it, it means we're thinking about making one. But we are really thinking about making it. We start basically kind of recording, getting together, writing the songs. We're having some issues. We're like brothers. You know what I'm saying? We've been, at least Ron, Mike, and I, and it's like they're the twins, and I'm the adopted Jewish stepkid. It's like sorry, that'll be my last joke. So it's just a little, and Todd died. Our drummer died. Todd died.
You needed a drummer. I'm not doing anything. Serious.
So it was Todd and me. like it was Todd and me, and it was Mike and Ron. Like, and they'd always go in their room, and then Todd and I'd go in my room. And then when Greg came in the band, the keyboard player, then it was Greg, Todd, and I, Mike and Ron. And then Greg, we don't play with him all the time, and Todd died. So it's kind of strange. It's a little weird for me, you know.
You sleep alone?
Yeah. Well, yeah, nobody wants to sleep in my room either. I'm thinking when fucking DH is going, yeah, Biafra keeps the light on, talks all night. It's like I sleep with the light. You know, I have the light on all night. And I talk too. But anyway.
Oh. It's legendary singer's disease.
Yes. Oh, it's a fucking drummer. Watch out for these people. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry.
So Jack,
Yes, sir.
if and when the new record does finally come out, will you be playing that live?
I want to. See, that's the
record,
trouble.
you guys don't play anything on
No, we don't play anything
There's
off
some
it,
great
you
stuff
know.
on there.
Yeah, I know. At first, yeah, we could go into this, but we're not gonna. But yeah, it's sometimes it's a little rough. It's like you write a new record, but then nobody wants to hear it. Like they want to hear play Abolish Government, play Superficial Love, play play Code Blue, blah blah blah. And so you almost get stuck in being like a fair band. You know what I mean? Like a band playing at the fair, fucking whatever. And I know you got to give a bit of that, but then playing the new stuff too, and then we've written so many songs, man. It's like
I
hours.
play a lot of stuff off the Live Liberty
Yeah.
downloads on my radio show, and it gets a great response.
I love that record. I like all the stuff. It's just hard playing it sometimes.
Take risks.
Of course not.
Never, right, Jack? Speaking of which, DH, you're still playing with Peligro?
I'm still playing with Peligro, yeah.
Who's in your band right now?
Order.
I have a new drummer called from Argentina. His name's Santiago Guardiola. He's just a guy I met. Actually, I went down and did a drum clinic at MI, and I met him down there at Musicians Institute, and I grabbed him. Like, I'm always trying to grab some hungry musician who's into music and likes to play. And just an old friend of mine, Peter Downing, is our bassist right now. And it's a power trio, and so we're still playing. I think we're playing on November 23rd at the Echo in Silver Lake, Hipsterville. Yeah. And just for benefit, and I think some of the girls from L7 are playing and doing that thing. But yeah, we just released. I just released an EP called Peligro de Muerte. I can't even say that right. De Muerte, like danger of death. Muerte. 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 I'll have to practice that in front of the mirror. And that should be coming out soon.
And still playing with the DKs, of course.
Yeah.
Rustle it up.
Whenever the guys want to play. That's another thing, man. They get stuck in these set of songs. I'm like, what about Frankie? Let's play Super's Good Fool. Let's play this. And they're like, no. I brought up Drug Me once because I love the Sepultura's version of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you out of your fucking mind? No, we're not playing that song." It's really complicated, and you really have to think about it. But get the older guys to play some new stuff. It's tough. I love that stuff too. I love playing like different stuff that's out. Not the greatest hits.
Of course.
And just play some stuff that we like to play. But
what time is it? Do we got time? I mean, it seems like we've been here a long time.
Yeah,
Is that me just thinking that? Or?
no, actually,
that's me just thinking.
I saw the guy that left thought that too, but.
All right, so
What
we're
do you
gonna
got,
sign
John?
some books. Go ahead.
John, do you got the time?
420.
Fucking hippie. There's one. Yes. All right. Anyway.
Take my money.
You know, one of those spleefs you were talking about earlier, DH?
Those one?
Okay. All over that.
However, we are not.
The last time, well, I don't know from when this was published, DH, or from the last time you got out of rehab. Was it the last time from Less Than Seen Us? Or was there somewhere after that?
No, it was Georgia.
Georgia the
Georgia.
last one?
Georgia, yeah.
That's
Georgia.
the one that made-
Statesboro, Georgia.
Statesboro?
Yeah.
With
Where
the
people got accents like him.
with those people.
No, yeah, it was Statesboro, Georgia. Spent about 6 weeks down there, and had this, just like I ended up, I had to stay there, And so I had this kind of awakening thing happening, and like I just kind of started helping out people there because it was just like something to get me out of my fucking numb skull.
Right.
And it was just great. It went from being like, you know, me making fun of the guy with the sideshow Bob haircut and and the guy who like talked like a radio announcer, Bob, who would like really supported the death penalty to like, you know, like and there was some like dried up old haggard like diamond crusted old southern fried bitches. That I would just like, you know what, she's cool, they're cool, like, you know, we're all here kind of doing the same thing. And I just sort of started having appreciation for all of them. Even Bob. And he was a lawyer and he like really supported the death penalty, and I was just like, fucking why, God? Why the fuck did you put me down here with these fools? Obviously it was for a reason, so I can just be able, you know, like I thought my mind was really open, but you know, I was sort of being prejudiced against these people for what they thought. And I just had to fucking get over that too. Otherwise, you know, that shit just keeps me out, keeps me drinking, keeps me needle in my arm, keeps me in some gray kidney dialysis room, you know, watching a machine.
Right.
And we don't want that.
No.
No, we like you down here with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Touching
his knee.
Gotta edit that in too.
It's a big knee.
All right. Any more questions? No?
Mine's good, Jack.
All right.
I wanted to thank you again for letting me sing with you at the observatory.
You're very welcome.
So my question is how often do you do that? Let people come up and sing with you?
Well, I can tell you one time.
When he's out of breath.
Yeah, when I'm out of breath. Yeah, I'm never out of breath on stage, which is so crazy. It's like I'm so fucked up. I can run around on stage for an hour, heavy black suit on. I'm not out of breath. I don't sweat. So full of energy. But then I'll walk up 3 stairs and go, oh, fuck, I think I'm dying. Like, I have a cardiologist now because my heart fucked up a little bit ago, right? And he even asked me, I get on the treadmill and they run me up to like 189 beats per minute. And then they lay me down and they're ultrasounding me, right? And my heart's back to normal with like less than 40 seconds. It's already back to just beating normal. He looks at me and goes, what do you do? He goes, what do you do? He goes, you're like an athlete. He goes, you're like a fat athlete. but I'll tell you the story about letting somebody else sing. So every once in a while I'll do something stupid. Like I don't think about it. Like I whipped some kid with a belt at the observatory on that one show, and I'm thinking, you know, that kid was like 9. That was probably like a bad idea, you know? But so we're in Texas. We're in Texas playing a show. And I'm fucking around, and we get free drinks, and it's no big deal, and we don't drink, you know? So we got all this free beer, and I go, hey, we got free beer. Who wants a beer? And this girl sticks her hand up, and she's 12, man. Maybe 12. I go, hey, come on up, little lady, right? So she gets up. I go, how old are you, sweetheart? And it's bad theater, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's 500 people in this fucking club. I go, how old are you, sweetheart? And I lean in, and nobody can hear you. And I go, she says she's 21. I go, ah! The whole place goes crazy. I fucking open the beer, and I hand her the beer, right? And she's 12, man, maybe 12, right? I hand her the beer. I'll be fucked if she didn't guzzle it in one guzzle, man. She takes it and goes, go, 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 and just goes down. She did the whole beer, right? I go, fucking A, and the whole place goes crazy, right? So I think it's funny. It's like, look at me, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. And then the song starts going, and our road guy, Bobby, goes like this. He's waving like this at me. And I go over to the side of Steve and goes, hey, man, there was an undercover officer in here. They just saw you give beer to that underage girl, and you're in a lot of trouble, man. They just called the police. They're going to get you this time. I'm like, fuck, and I'm on stage, and I can't get away, right? And I stand on stage, and I go, all right, last song, Code Blue, who wants to sing? Right? I'm up, he's up, bam! Some fucking kid jumped on stage, I hand him the mic, the song starts, I walk right out the back door and just fucking run. So now. Yeah. Well, we should
that
roll
was
it
the
up.
highlight, by the way. I could have died the next day.
Oh, well,
been,
good.
Like, it actually made me want to start a band. I'm trying to find people to get together.
The jack-offs are looking
yeah,
for
exactly. But you changed my life, and I appreciate it. And
I'm
I
glad.
have some jealous fucking friends. Let me tell you what.
that's
Everybody
nice.
saw that video, and they were tripping.
Oh, well, that's
so
nice.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's
That
nice
was
to do something
fucking
nice.
highlight of my life, for sure.
But no one's going to clip that out. You're not going to see that on the internet. Her
We
saying
didn't get
was-
that. Wait, can you do
no,
it?
you're going to get this. All right, never mind. So we should say thank you?
How do you, I have a question, I'm DH Blake, I'm not how do you handle compliments? How do you deal with compliments? And how do you deal with people like saying, dude, you guys are legends, like you fucking, thank you for doing what you did, it changed my life.
Thank you very much. I feel very good about my life.
It's the same thing I'm going to say.
No, I read this stupid article in the Reader's Digest. You ever see Reader's Digest? Like, my mother gets it. I don't even know if they have it anymore, right?
Yeah, it's right up there with the Farmer's Almanac.
It's a white thing. So their little thing, it said, when somebody gives you a compliment, just say thank you, because it hurts them when you say, when somebody says something nice and then you like, oh, well, that was nothing, it was no big deal, blah, blah, blah. You know, just say thank you. Thank you very much. That's nice. I really enjoy doing what I'm doing, you know, and because it is hard taking compliments sometimes. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Especially if you had a bad show. Thank you, I'm grateful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially, yeah, exactly. When you know, it's like...
Thank you, Dale. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Well, and that's the other thing. Not like saying shit, like not, like if it's bad, to not say it's bad.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's something
Just
too.
acknowledging the compliment is what you're saying. Because, like I was telling Tyson earlier here, this guy right here in the 80s, early hardcore, him, Lucky Larry, and Chuck Biscuits. That was it.
Yeah.
Drummers for me, because I've been playing stuff in the 6th grade. And I know, when I do this to you in front of everybody.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy playing the drums.
I would be very embarrassed.
But that, see, I like being here with DH. Because I'm a fan. Like, I'm a fan. That's what, like, a lot of people don't realize that, too. Like I really fucking dig this shit. Like being, like, the early punk rock stuff. Like, especially, like, I see Penelope for the Avengers. I see fucking DH. You see these people, it's like, and I was stoked. Like, TSOL just got off tour with Flag back on the East Coast, man. And I told Chuck and those guys, it's like, I'm stoked being with you. You know, it's like I'm a fan of what you guys did. And it's not wrong being a fucking fan either. That's something, like so many people, especially in the United States, they gotta be like, they're so fucking cool. You know what I mean? That they can't even like somebody. Like, it's so weird. I'm off on it now. But anyway, let's go.
We're here in California, New York.
Yeah, here's how it works. In America, they don't fuck you. It's like, oh, whatever, man. Whatever. Oh, you're going down there. You know, they got this fucking cooler than thou attitude. And then in Europe, it's halfway. Like, they'll give you a compliment, but they got to say something shitty, too. Oh, I really enjoyed the show. However, that skirt you're wearing is not... You know, it's like, or they'll say something about the drum. Oh, I really enjoyed the drums, but your hi-hat is a little bit out of it. You know, they got to say something. And then in South America, they just fuck it. They just love you.
You're the fucking Beatles in South America.
Yeah, they love being fans. They just love it. Anyway, all right.
Well, I'd like to personally thank both.
Thank
and
you.
I'd like to thank Mark from TKO. Everybody thank Mark.
I'd like to thank Tyson for coming down. Thank you, Tyson.
And Tyson.
From Rare Bird and a Barnacle book. Is it a Barnacle or just Barnacle?
Whatever you want to call it.
A Barnacle book. And this is Dreadnought. We got some copies here. Do we have copies?
Yes.
We have copies? You'd like to get your autographed copy? You can go over there and buy one, and I'll sign it for you. And, I don't know, I might not be here tomorrow. I'm using the Jewish guilt trip. No, they're going to take that out of context.
Yeah.
Jack, your book too.
Yes, always, books. And I just started, if anyone gets bored, I just started writing a column in the OC Weekly. So,
What's it called?
I don't know. They named it. I don't know. I don't name shit. But it's funny. They asked me, hey, will you do this? And I said, no, let me do whatever I want, and I'll do it. And they go, okay, you can do whatever you want.
True story.
True story. There it is there. Yeah. All right.
Hi, guys. Thank you for showing up and coming out.